Welcome back here to Mountain Connections. It's always a pleasure to have our good friends from Miller Subaru in the building, and they're here to talk about their Subaru Loves Promise, specifically Subaru Loves Veterans event happening here in the next few weeks. We have Veterans Day coming up on November the 11th, and they have an awesome opportunity for any veterans and their families as well. Here with us, we have Dane, the marketing manager at Miller Subaru, as well as their Subaru Loves Veterans partner, the Malinois Foundation's executive director, Kelley Rosequist, and the dog Arrow as well. We're really excited to have you guys with us. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
I think Arrow would be offended if he heard just dog.
Yeah, right, exactly. He's way more than just dog, I must say that.
He's human, he does. Yeah. He's smart enough to be a human.
So for those who aren't familiar with the Subaru Loves Promise as well as Subaru Loves Veterans, give us a little bit of a background with Miller Subaru and this partnership.
Sure. Well, the overview is we have a Subaru Loves Promise program, and in that program we partner with 6 nonprofits each year, and they fall into 6 pillars, which is loves pets, loves to care, loves the earth, loves to help, loves learning, and loves veterans. So since this is Veterans Day coming up, we are partnering with our good friends at the Malinois Foundation, and we have a really fun campaign that we're doing.
That's fantastic. Before we learn about that campaign, I do want to learn more about the Malinois Foundation. Kelley, tell me a little bit about what you guys are all about.
So the Malinois Foundation was founded with one purpose in mind, and that's to provide service dogs to veterans at no cost to them.
That's fantastic.
So we work with veterans in our local community to help identify the right dog for them, train their service animal, and help them reintegrate into the community.
And what's some of the benefits that come from having a service dog after being deployed or coming back?
One of the biggest things is that reintegration into the community, feeling safe and secure to find your place back in the community again. We teach the dogs to help with PTSD support, mobility support, and medical support as well.
That's fantastic. And from Miller Subaru's perspective, why choose Malinois Foundation? Obviously they're fantastic, but specifically, what was the partnership?
Well, I think the story of how the Malinois Foundation came to be is just, it's so unique. Kelley operates elite training, and they do training for service dogs for everybody in the community. They were getting calls over the years of veterans who needed support and didn't have the money because it costs $30,000 sometimes to train a service dog. So just through seeing that need in the community and seeing the lack of that, she started the Malinois Foundation to step in and really fill that need. And that was just, it's amazing. It's a huge need for veterans coming out of the service with issues, and so seeing them find that service gap and fill is just amazing.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and the fact that you guys are supporting them and making sure that many more veterans can get connections and get these service dogs is just fantastic. Let's talk about the campaign that you guys have leading up until to this year's Veterans Day on the 11th. You guys have an awesome opportunity not only for veterans but their families as well.
Exactly, it's super exciting. So we're partnering with the Malinois Foundation on this campaign, and of course it's Veterans Day, and we're honoring and we're recognizing the veterans in our community, but we also want to recognize the selfless sacrifices of their spouses. A lot of people sometimes just, it's not that they don't think about, but overlook the veterans, overshadow perhaps their spouses. And so we this year are accepting nominations from the community, whether it's the spouse, the veteran, or a child, or just a friend of a spouse who has been supporting a veteran in our community. We are welcoming nominations the 1st through the 10th of November, so a few more days here. We're going to announce those winners on Veterans Day on the 12th, and then we're going to give them a special gift. We're going to take them all to the November 18th Jazz game versus the Timberwolves. They're going to be on the first row, and we're going to recognize them on the court during halftime. That's
so great. What an amazing opportunity for these families and for veterans as well, as you said. What a fun way to just get out and kind of celebrate Veterans Day and all of this as well. How can people get involved with this campaign? How can they nominate? I guarantee there's so many people at home thinking of people right off the top of their heads about people who could benefit from this.
I hope so, and I hope they nominate. And if we have a quick second, I'll read just a brief
I would love that.
submission that I just received yesterday. So markmillersubaru.com, or you can go to our Facebook page or the Malinois Facebook page. We have links on there as well that link to the details and to the nomination form. Very simple, just information and a short story. Would love to have people.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear this example. This, as you were saying, is a submission that you just receed yesterday, correct?
Right, and I haven't read the submissions yet, but this individual emailed me making sure that the nomination went through. And this was kind of what jumped out at me. This individual says, 3 years into our marriage, I was deployed to Afghanistan, where my unit was on a base that was regularly attacked during the summer months. She was home alone taking care of the parents and the kids. With little support, I kept her from knowing the more dangerous, life-threatening aspects of my time there, so they don't have to worry her needlessly. And he just goes on to say, on a phone call one day, there was an airstrike and a siren went off, and so he had to immediately get off the phone. It took several hours for him to finally jump onto Facebook to let her know he was okay. And so that was the first moment she really got the sense of like the danger that they were in. And so that, I think, underscores what the spouses have to live through, not just taking care of the kids at home alone, but the idea of not really knowing how their spouse is doing.
Absolutely. It kind of sheds even a glimmer, a little bit of a light onto the sacrifice that families make when they have someone deployed overseas, and in the sacrifices that someone who's deployed has to make in order to protect their family and protect their well-being as well. It's huge, and we can't thank the veterans enough in all of communities, all across Utah, all across the country, for all of the sacrifices that they've made to give us the freedoms that we have here every day. Again, one more time, where people can go to nominate for this great cause.
MarkMillerSubaru.com.
And another great reason to go there is to learn more about Subaru Loves Promise, all of the 6 pillars that you were talking about. You guys continue to do this all year long. You can learn more information about the Malinois Foundation as well. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We appreciate it. I'm going to hang out with Arrow for a little bit right now. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, but as we mentioned, head over to MarkMillerSubaru.com, nominate someone that you know who could really use this time at the Jazz game. They're taking nominations all the way up until the 10th, and they'll be announcing on the 11th. So be sure and head over there. Thanks again to the Malinois Foundation and Mark Miller Subaru. We'll be right back.